Of course, I bought the Rough Country 3.5 inch lift that came with these shocks. Now, these are the second set of shocks that Rough Country sent me because the first ones was felt like they was just not functioning properly. Um, so I got them to send me some more, and came to a conclusion when I got these Rough Country shocks. As you can see, it is very easy to push it down. I can push it down holding it in my hand. Now, on a 1500 series truck, those may be fine, but for a 2500, 3500 trucks, GMC, and especially if you got attachments on the front to put more weight, those are not fine. Those will give you a very rough ride every freaking time. So I did a little research and checked on Bilstein shops. And um, really, these are the shocks that you need. These Bilstein shocks, they came properly seated with everything you need. You don't have to do anything. First of all, the housing cylinder is way bigger diameter wise and length wise than Rough Country. The, the rod itself, the tube, is of course longer. It came pre-installed with the bolts, which if you care about your product, you should already have these installed. This was installed and the boot was installed. Nothing you had to do extra. This is how they should send you shots from Rough Country, and it should be of this caliber. This is not suitable for every truck weight, in the front. The rear end, you may get away with it, but not the front. This is what all your ride quality, most of your ride quality is up front. People feel that most up front. This is what should have came with it. Some equivalent to this, already ready to go with the studs pre-pressed into the shop, which is not with Rough Country. The boot is already on it. Everything is done. This is quality. Now the price difference between these two, according to Rough Country, this is $50. This cost me $80. I would prefer to pay $80 than $50 for this. So what I did was, of course, these are replacement shocks for the front. They're new. They've never been used. So I went out there and looked on the same shock that's on my truck from Rough Country and measured from the mountain point right here to the top of the mountain hole down here. And it's roughly 19 inches in length. So I went outside and see how much travel it is. This shock is pretty much bottom out on the truck. It's roughly right at 19 inches. We give it less than a half an inch of travel space. So when you hit a bump and you ride on 35-inch tires, you will feel this every time. It will not give you any kind of exhaustion. Now the difference in this and this, of course, the length. But to get this one on, you're gonna have to compress it at least about around this area, which of course give you a lot of absorption with bumps. You don't bottom out like you do here. I'm gonna make another video and I'm gonna show you where from here to here is 19 inches as it's fully open. Okay, on a truck outside it is still 19 inches from there to there. There's no travel time. It's not, it's different if it was compressed like this far and it was 19 inches. That means even if it give a bump down or bump up, it will absorb, the bumps. It don't do that at all. This is pretty much worthless, basically. It's just only thing you're paying for is this sticker. They say this is a new shock. It is not designed for a 2500 truck. I'm not making it up. I've been driving my truck with this lift on it for like 2 or 3 months now. This gives my front of my truck a worst ride ever. This shock is not designed for that truck. It don't give you no travel. It bottoms out, like I told you before, from here to here. It's roughly 19 inches open. Outside, the same shock install is 19 inches from that area, roughly. Give you less than an inch of travel space. I don't see why they. Be honest with you, I would have felt better if they would have showed this kit, the rough country kit, without the rough country shocks. Give you an option to buy without the shocks, so I can save a little money and purchase what you want. Because BILSTEIN and I'm guessing even Fox shocks are built better than these. This is just ridiculous. Totally 100% ridiculous. So I'm gonna install these hopefully by the weekend and um, make another video or two showing it. But if you're gonna sell somebody a kit, hundreds of dollars people spend out their pocket. An average kit, you're gonna spend anywhere from $67 to $1,200 for an average lift kit these days. If you're gonna spend that kind of money, give people decent shocks. If you don't want to give them decent shocks, give them the option to upgrade to something like this. Do not send people out on something like this and poor ride quality because you beats up on other suspension components. This is ridiculous. No, the Rough Country brand, I like them, but this shock shouldn't even have that word premium on it. This is not a premium shock. I'm sorry, I don't want nobody I know to ever purchase N3 shocks if they put it on a lifted truck and it's not enough travel space to even absorb anything. This is something similar to what you need. Now they list I think for like $100, a little over plus, but you can shop online like I did and get two of them for like $150 or $60. So I mean, this is well worth it. It came with everything you needed. The studs was already installed. They gave you nylon lock washers, everything you need to install this. And it came just like this. You didn't have to, with these rough countries, I had to wrestle and put a boot on here by maneuvered and really wrestling with it to get it down and put it on. So I would never ever outright purchase a rough country shock. Now the lift kits are fine, and if you really think about it, all lift kits main components are pretty much designed for the truck. They pretty much supposed to fit, but the one of the hearts of the lift is what absorbs the shock is give you the better ride besides the lift. If you want to put your money on this is a good ride, rough country shocks, and it's fine, that's cool. But for me personally, this is a better ride. I can already tell before I even put it on that my truck gonna ride way different in the front. This bottom out at least several times a day on even short trips. This is just ridiculous. So if you got a rough country lift and you have a 2500, 3500, upgrade to some better shots because this ain't gonna work for you. I'll be honest with you. Now in the rear, the shocks are fine. The front, where it really matters, this ain't gonna work at all. Have a good day.